When someone takes the time out of their day to message me and remind me that they think I'm bitter, angry, resentful, and just a bitter ass bitch, I try to think of all of the men who have spent thousands and thousands and thousands in family court just to get equal parenting time that women are given so freely. I try to think about all of the men who have lost their mental health battle and unalived themselves due to parent alienation. I think of all the men who have struggled with addiction or any kind of substance abuse because they feel like they don't have anybody that will listen and truly understand them because therapists are so biased against them and they always side with women in their victimhood. I think about all of the men who are struggling financially because now they have to pay for 2 households. I think of all the men who are called deadbeats day in and day out, but the women never want to share their side of the story. And how so many men sit in silence and watch all of the money that they're sending over to their baby moms or their ex-wives be spent on everything but their children. And there ain't shit that they can do about it but pay more money in court. I think about all of the men who have gone through false allegations, who have been told that they have touched a woman inappropriately or looked at them the wrong way just by simply existing. I think of all the children who are withheld from their fathers every single day because mothers are bitter. I think of all the hardship and the tears and coming home to an empty house because mother refused 50-50 custody, but she never turns down a paycheck. I think of all the men that contribute to our lives every single day, even down to the cell phone that I'm speaking to you on, because without it, society would collapse while women simultaneously tell men that they aren't needed. When someone takes the time out of their day to remind me that I'm just bitter and angry, I try to remind myself that only women and children are loved unconditionally, and that's a feeling that I will never know, and I try to empathize with it. I try to think of all the men who do everything right and provide for their families or their partners or whoever they're in relationships with and care for every single person around them, only to be told that it's not good enough. I think about all of the men who miss milestones with their children because they're working so much to provide for their families. I think about all of the men who miss important moments like their child losing a tooth because they're at mom's house for the week and dad wasn't there to be the tooth fairy. I think about how society tells men that they need to step up as fathers, but there's not even changing tables in the men's bathrooms. I think of all of the men who had to pay lifetime alimony where their wives didn't have to work. And yes, even if it's been abolished, does it really matter if they still paid it for the last 30 years? So yeah, I guess if speaking up on issues that matter to people around me and the people on social media and men find other men who validate their experience in the comments, then yeah. Then call me bitter, angry, and all of the other things because then, yeah, that makes me 100,000% bitter, and I'm proud of that. Okay, bye.